I know that SHINE stands for Stress Management, Happiness, Inspired Action, Nourishing Networks, Eliminating Challenges. And I think dance falls into every single category of SHINE. So I want everyone to rise to your highest position, whatever that may be. Rise to your highest position, whatever that may be. You know, and if you're maybe push the chairs in, just have a little bit of space. Little bit of space. Okay, so so I will introduce my work in a second, but I am a dancer. I'm a professional dancer, teacher, choreographer, director of a dance company called Infinite Flow, which I'll talk about in just a second. But my concept when leading any dance is that we each have a different body, so we're going to be translating movement into our own body, okay? This is going to be like a 2-minute dance thing. So whatever I do, you're going to translate that into your own body. Okay, so let's just first, just shake it out. Just shake it out. If there's anything uncomfortable you don't need to do, shake it out. Shake your head. And everyone just say, oh. Okay, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right, we're going to learn a little bit of basic salsa, okay? And I said translation. So, here we go. All right, so let's just clap. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we got the beat, right? Okay, we're going to step, or your version of your step. So Emily might be a little different from you, from on feet, but we're going to step left, and right, left, right. Left. You can just use your shoulders if you want. Right, left, right. Left, right, left. Right, left, right. Left, right, left. Good. Right, left, right. Okay. So now, wherever you are, you're going to take your left foot forward. Left foot forward. Together. Right foot back. Left. Together. Right foot back. You want to just use your shoulders. That's okay. Right? So left foot forward. Right foot back. Left foot forward, right foot back. We're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1. I see you, Zane. Okay, let's try this with music. Just follow me as long as you know those 6 counts in your own way. Okay, in your way. It doesn't mean that you have to step. You can use your shoulders, you can use your head, but keep the beat. Here we go. Good luck. All right. 5, 6, 7. Here you go, please. Forward. Back. Forward. Keep going. That's it. Forward. And anybody wants to join me here, it's fine. Let's be in the video. Back. Yeah, that's it. Go ahead. Come on in. Back. Forward. Okay, now we're going to go to the side. 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 Good. Side. There's no right or wrong in dancing. Dance. All right, now we're going to go forward and back. Right? Use your shoulders. Now give me a shimmy. Shimmy. Back. Shimmy. That's it. Shimmy. Now everyone just dance with your shoulders. Shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. Right? We don't have to always have to use the feet, right? Back. All right? Now use your choice. Feet or shoulders or both. Now give me a shimmy. Shimmy. Yeah, good. Shimmy. Back to the side. Good. All right, give yourself a good round of applause. All right, do we feel alive? Yes. A little bit? Okay. So if anybody wants, okay, here's the thing. Anyone wants to keep standing during my presentation? Any presentations, if you want to wander around, I have no problem with that. Make yourself comfortable. So my name is Marisa, and I am the founder of Infinite Flow, which is an award-winning nonprofit and professional dance company that employs dancers with and without disabilities. And our mission is to create a more inclusive world, one dance at a time. So before I go into my story, I'm going to show a quick video of our work. Thank you, Edward, for the computer.
My computer will never be the same.
I like that though. None of us are ever going to be the same after today.
Yeah.
6, 2006, I was a college student at Keio University in Tokyo, and I was taking a contemporary dance class off campus late at night. It was one of those days where my body was just flying through space. It was just a good dance day. And in the middle of that, I felt my elbows tingle and momentarily fell to the ground. I couldn't move my arms, I couldn't move my legs, and I found myself completely paralyzed from the neck down. 2 days later, I was in a hospital conference room, a little tiny one, in a wheelchair, unable to move anything. And Dr. Shiraishi came into the room and sat down and said to me, "Ms. Hamamoto, you have something called spinal cord infarction, also known as spinal stroke, and there's a chance that you may never be able to walk again." In that moment, I thought my life was over, because to me at that time, not being able to walk meant not being able to dance. And what was there to life without being able to dance? Miraculously, 2 months later, by the grace of nature, I walked out of the hospital. But I was still paralyzed on the inside. The stroke had happened inside of a dance class, so I was scared to dance. The stroke had also triggered years of trauma as an aspiring dancer. Countless rejections, being told over and over that my body isn't right for dancing or that my ethnicity doesn't fit the role. And in my late teens, I was raped by one of my ballet teachers who also didn't believe in me. So during the time in the hospital as I was recovering from the stroke, I couldn't help but think that the stroke was a curse by this coach that had raped me. For a few years, I lived in a lot of fear. Fear from dancing, and not to add to this, but I was also sexually assaulted 2 times during the 2 years after I left the hospital. And so I was scared of human contact. And I was scared to live. And at one point, I started to question my existence. If I went today, would anyone even matter? What got me through this challenging time was hope. There was a part of me that said that this was going to be temporary, that something amazing was going to come out of this dark tunnel, and it did. 3.5 years later, December 2010, I find myself at a business holiday party in the middle of Tokyo. It was attended by 100 people, mostly in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and I was in my 20s, so I was one of the younger ones in the room. In the middle of this dance party, or this business party, was a salsa dance performance by a couple. And after they performed, they got everyone onto the dance floor and taught us the basic salsa step, just like we did today. And I was amongst the 100 in the crowd. And not to put a stereotype on my own culture, but Japanese people are pretty reserved, and we're not the type that gets onto the dance floor and busts a move. But let me tell you, I have never seen so many Japanese people just light up. Just stepping that salsa step over and over, whether it was right or wrong, everybody was just so, moving in so much joy. And I was among them. And that was when I was brought back into my body. And that was the moment I realized that my life matters. You know, our body language not only speaks to others, it also speaks to ourselves. So when we move our bodies with joy, joy returns to us. A week later, with a lot of fear, I got the courage to take my first salsa class. And I'll tell you, I was over the fear of dance, but as a sexual assault survivor, I was scared of having to dance with strangers. But what I learned is that sometimes, and oftentimes, fear is a compass of where we need to grow. And during that salsa class of dancing in contact with strangers, I felt more comfortable around people, and that was maybe the beginning of being able to heal myself from this fear, this extreme fear of being around people and being in contact with people. A year later, I became a professional ballroom. I became a certified professional ballroom dance instructor and dancer, and got my dance career on track. Movement has transformed my life in so many ways throughout my life. When I was a child, when I didn't find belonging at school, I found belonging in dance class. During the pandemic, to cope with the grief of losing my father, and from the extreme isolation and loneliness that I was experiencing, I took up roller skating, and roller skating became this amazing movement meditation that took my mind off of so many things. This past year, last year I was diagnosed with autism, and this actually brought a lot of clarity to my life, not confusion. But within that, I had to confront my social anxiety and social challenges all over, and I also started to wonder if I had been able to pick up social cues better, that I would have been able to prevent these sexual assaults. And that is definitely not the case, and I definitely got talked by lots of friends and therapists saying, no, it was never your fault. But while I was healing this trauma, I took up Argentine tango dancing, or I added Argentine tango dancing to my repertory. And for anyone that doesn't know Argentine tango, it is probably the most intimate form of contact dance you can possibly do. And through this dance, I was able to better connect with myself, better connect with others, and also strengthen my EQ. So I want to end with this. Our pain is an awakening to our most authentic life purpose. For me, that pain was this duality. It was that dance is a universal language that belongs to everyone. Yet, the dance world, the dance industry, the culture of dance made it seem like dance was accessible only to a few. So it became my life mission to share the transformative benefits of dance to as many people as possible. And I have seen thousands of lives transform through dance. 1 in 4 Americans, that is 61 million Americans, and 1.7 billion people have a disability. And it was very obvious to me that dance was not equally accessible to disabled people, and oftentimes excluded from disabled people. So that's where Infinite Flow came into the picture. And I'll say that regardless of what type of body you have, we can connect with one another through dance, and we can liberate our bodies and liberate ourselves. We each are born with a unique purpose, and we are here to use our gifts to make this world a better place. But to go from hopelessness into hope, it takes courage, and it requires us to take action it requires us to take action outside of our comfort zone. So how do we go about that? And my solution to that is dance. Move your body a little bit outside of your comfort zone, even if it doesn't feel comfortable at first, but by moving your body, you will feel more at home with yourself. So let's keep moving and dancing into hope. Thank you.